Let's start today with bill of exchange. First, understand the definition of bill of exchange. The definition of bill of exchange is given in Negotiable Instrument Act. Now, this act has defined bill of exchange like this. We will stop as per while reading. We'll stop as per this underline. Okay. Bill of exchange is an instrument in writing. It's not an oral thing, right? It's not an oral promise or oral order. It's a written order. It's an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. Pay, drawer tells drawing to pay me some amount. That order is an unconditional one. See, first of all, it's an order. He is not asking whether will you pay. He is telling drawing that you pay me, right? And that is an unconditional order. That means you pay like not after India won or after India lose the match. When you put the condition for that payment, then it becomes betting, which is illegal in India. You are telling simply Roy to pay that amount. Whether anything happens or not doesn't make any difference. So it is an unconditional order signed by the maker, right? If I am telling you, if I have sold goods to you, if I have to receive money from you, I will draw bill on you. I'll be called as maker. It should be signed by me, directing a certain person. I should tell to you that you pay me. You are the person who is going to pay me. That is certain, right? And whosoever holds will pay me. No, it's not like that. Always it's the drawee who have to make payment of the amount of the bill. Pay on demand. Pay on demand means on maturity date or after that if I come to you and ask, you will have to pay. Whether I am the drawee, drawer or not doesn't make any difference. Anybody can walk in with this bill of exchange and can ask for money and drawee will have to make the payment of that bill. Or at a certain future date, that is maturity date, which is well defined in advance, which is mentioned in bill of exchange. That date should be certain date. You cannot write pay me day after tomorrow because day after tomorrow will never come. So that date should be certain. To pay on a certain future date, a certain sum of money. Amount is also certain, right? It's not like that whatever you can pay. No, it's not like that, right? You have to pay a defined sum, and that amount has to be mentioned in this bill of exchange in both the way, in rupees, in words, as well as in figures. Only or the order of a certain person. If I am the drawer, you are going to pay me certain sum on certain future date to a certain person that is drawer or to bearer of the instrument. Not only drawer, but to the bearer of the instrument. That means whosoever comes to you with this bill, you'll have to make payment of this bill to him. That means this becomes a negotiable instrument. That means, in other words, it's a transferable instrument. Is that clear? Now, what is the feature of bill of exchange? It's a written order. It's not a oral. It's what written one. Second one, it should be unconditional one. You cannot say pay me only if India wins. Then it becomes betting, which is illegal in our country. It must be signed by the maker or drawer. If I am ordering you to pay me certain sum of rupees, that letter, that order should be signed by me. Otherwise, it becomes invalid. It should be signed by me also, and it should be duly accepted by you also, signed by you also. Amount payable should be certain. Amount should be certain. Amount should be certain. Period also should be certain. Date on which payment is to be made is must be certain one. Amount payable to person whose name is mentioned in the bill or his order or the bearer. That means suppose I drew bill on you, you are going to pay me because I am the drawer, right? Or while writing bill only, I will tell you don't pay me, pay to Tushar sir. Then I am ordering you to pay the certain amount to certain person. That is my order. Or the bearer. That means whosoever will come to you with this bill, will have to make payment of bill to that person. That is called as bearer document. And the last one, it must be duly stamped. See, if you write this order on a piece of paper or a foolscap paper, it's not legally bound to drawer or drawing. But if it is written on the stamp paper, then it means it is legally binded to both of the person, right? Drawer as well as drawing. It must be duly accepted by the person on whom the bill is drawn. Suppose if I am ordering you to pay the certain sum of rupees, I also should sign and you also should sign. That means yes, we are accepting to pay. When you sign, it is called as acceptance of the bill. When Roy signs, it is called as what? Acceptance of the bill. So it must be duly signed by the person on whom bill is drawn. Is that clear? Then the next one is parties of bill of exchange. Basically, there are three parties of bill of exchange. Suppose if I sold you goods, I have to receive money from you. I will draw bill on you. So I will be called as drawer. The person who gives written order to third person to pay certain sum of rupees is called as drawer. Second one is drawee. Drawee is the person on whom bill is drawn. Suppose if I sold you goods right on credit, I will draw bill on you. I will be called as drawer, and on you bill is drawn, so you will be called as drawee. And the third one is payee, the person who actually receives the payment of the bill. Say for example, I drew bill on you, I become drawer, you become drawee. Then I have to pay money to Tushar sir. So what I did, I gave him that bill of exchange. I said, instead of me taking this money, you go and collect money from the drawing. So Tushar sir comes to you and he takes that money. So he is the person who actually receives the payment of the bill. So he will be called as pay. Is that clear? If drawer himself goes and collect the amount of bill, drawer and pay are one and the same. But if the bill is transferred to somebody else, then drawer and pay becomes two different person. Is that clear? Next, this is 5 marks compulsory question to be asked. In your objective, you will get this question. हे 5 मार्क तुम्हाला पास करण्यासाठीच ठेवलेले आहेत. Just now we saw it's a written order given by drawer to drawee to pay certain sum of rupees to certain person on a certain future date, which is duly stamped. So I am writing this order. This is the format. It has to be written on stamp paper. So by writing here the word stamp and circling it, you are showing that this is order written on the stamp paper. And that stamp paper should be appropriate amount. That stamp paper should be of appropriate amount. That means Suppose the transaction is of say few lakh, right? 500 rupees ka stamp paper should be used. If it is in crores, more amount ka stamp paper should be used. Suppose if you did transaction of crores of rupees on that 100 rupees ka stamp paper, this is not enforceable because this bill of exchange has to be duly stamped. Is that clear? Now basically this order is in the form of letter, right? In letter also we write like this only. We write the name of author on this right hand side corner, drawer's name. Suppose if I sell you goods, suppose if I sold goods to Sriraj, right? I will recover the amount of money from him. So I will draw bill of exchange on him. So my name will be here. Nitin Kadam, drawer's name, drawer's address, whatsoever is the address given in the question. Drawer's name, drawer's address. And when this bill is drawn, say I drew this bill on 5th July 2020. So this date should be mentioned over here. Suppose if I am drawing a bill for 3 months, if I am giving you credit period of 3 months, your 3 month does not start with this date, right? Your 3 months starts from the date of acceptance of the bill and not drawing of the bill. Is that clear? When it is received by you, when you say yes, it is accepted, from that day onward, this 3 month will be calculated. Is that clear? So you'll have to mention the date of bill when it was drawn by drawer. Now you will have to just remember these two lines. You'll have to write like this only, then only you will get marks. Dash dash days after, 30 days after, 90 days after, 1 month after, वगैरह वगैरह. Whatever is the credit period. You're ordering Roy to pay certain sum to certain person on a certain future date. So this is the future date. Dash days after, pay to me. Drawer is saying, Nitin Kadam is saying, pay to me. Or give it to Tushar sir. So Tushar sir's name will appear here. Either give it to me or either give it to Tushar sir. So pay to me or pay to pay. If question tells the name of pay, then only you'll have to write the name of pay. Otherwise, pay to me or his or her order. That means pay to me or Tushar sir or his order the sum of rupees. Here you will have to write this amount in words. That means 50,000. So you will have to write FIFTY 1000 THOUSAND. You'll have to write this word 50,000 only for the value received. Now this word for the value received is very important because this value received word says that this is the bill of exchange and not the accommodation of bill. I have sold you goods and in exchange of that you are accepting this bill. That's why it is called as bill of exchange, right? In case of accommodation of bill, I have not sold goods to Shiraj. We both of us are in need of fund. So I become drawer, he becomes drawee. We draw bill on each other. We go to bank. We sell this bill, and we raise the fund. That is called as accommodation of bill. Accommodation of bill is not there in your syllabus. Okay. So this word or the value received is very important. Is that clear? Everyone mute yourself. Somebody's voice mic is working. Please mute. Then amount in rupees. You'll have to write amount in figure. 50,000. 5 उसके ऊपर 40. Is that clear? This counter checking is needed. You'll have to write both in rupees also, in words also, and in figures also. Now, if I gave order to Sriraj, I will write my name, my address, 50 days after pay me so and so rupees, right? I wrote amount in figures, I wrote amount in words also. When I am giving order, I should sign. So I sign here. Signature of whom? Drawer. Signature of whom? Drawer. And I am writing this bill to whom? I am writing this bill to drawee, right? So name of the drawee, Sriraj Salvi. Name, address of the drawee will be written. Now this is just called a format of bill of exchange. It is called as a draft. This is 1 mark objective. If I sign, drawee has not yet signed. This is just a draft of the bill. When drawee also says accepted, right, and puts his signature, then it becomes bill of exchange. Unless and until word accepted and signature is not put, it is called as just as a draft. But when Sriraj says yes, accepted, and gives his signature over here, then it is called as bill of exchange. Is that clear? The writing word accepted and signing it is called as acceptance of the bill. Is called as what? Acceptance of the bill. Is it clear? Now, there are two type of acceptance over here. One is general acceptance and another is qualified acceptance. Now, what's the difference between two? Suppose if I told Sriraj to pay me 50,000 after 3 months, right? So Sriraj says, okay, I will pay you 50,000 after 3 months. He has no change to be made. So he will write here accepted for rupees 50,000 for 3 months, 90 days, and he will put signature. That means without making any change, if he is accepting, this will be called as general acceptance. This will be called as general acceptance. Is that clear? But suppose I told him to pay me 50,000 after 3 months. If he is saying 50,000, no, 48,000 only, or not in 3 months, in 4 months. So he's making some changes, either in amount of the bill, either in credit period, or both. If he is either changing amount of the bill, if he is either changing uh, period of the bill, it is called as qualified acceptance. What it is called as qualified acceptance. Accepted for dash 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 rupees for dash 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 days, signature and date of acceptance of the drawee is the must. On which day you accepted this bill is must, right? Why? Because in that case your credit period starts from this. Your credit period starts from this. Is this clear? Anybody any doubt? Anybody any doubt? Okay. Now, just a second. This we did. Now, few important terms. What are those important terms? Acceptance of the bill. When drawing, this we have just discussed. Two types of acceptance. One is general acceptance and one is qualified acceptance. If you are accepting bill without any change, it is called as a general acceptance. When it is with change with respect to any amount or credit period, it is qualified acceptance. Is that clear? Anybody any doubt? Next. Now due date. Now what is the due date? The amount on which, the date on which you are supposed to pay amount is called as due date. Suppose your bill contains 3 months. So 3 months starts from the date of acceptance of the bill and not from the date of drawing of the bill. Say for example, if I drew bill on 1st January, bill is for 1 month and acceptance is on 10th of January. So due date will be 10th February, not 1st February, because your credit period starts from the month of date of starts from the date of acceptance and not from the date of drawing of the bill. Is that clear? In addition to that, there are 3 grace days added to your credit period to arrive at a legal due date. That means if the bill is drawn on 12th January 2020 for 30 days, right, and accepted on 1st 15th January, right, that now in this case your credit periods will start, 30 days will start from 15th January. So 15th February will be your 1 month will get completed, and in 15th you will get extra 3 days, that is 18th February. 18th February will be your legal due date. 30 days your credit period plus you get 3 extra days. Is that clear? But suppose your legal due date happens to be Sunday or any public holiday as per Banking Instrument Act or Negotiable Instrument Act. In that case, 1 day prior to that will be your legal due date. Second example, if the bill is accepted on 12th July for 30 days, so 12th July के बाद 12th August, 12th July के बाद 12th August. Is that clear? So 12th August के बाद 3 days extra, so 15th August. So 15th August will be your legal due date. But 15th August is an Independence Day. So instead of 15th August, it will be 14th August. Is that clear? Anybody, any doubt? अरे काही डाऊट आहे का? पटापट बोला.
नाही.
Now next, honoring of bill. Honoring of bill means what? Honoring of bill means payment, making full payment of the bill. Making full payment of the bill, of the amount of the bill on the due date. Now see, understand the difference. What the important point over here, right? You can make part payment also, but in that case, that will not be called as honoring of the bill, right? When you make full payment of the bill, that too on legal due date only. Before the due date, if you are making payment, it will be called as retirement of the bill. After the payment, if you are after the due date, if you are making payment, it will be called as dishonor of the bill. You have to make full payment of bill, right? That too on due date only. Then only it will be called as honoring of bill. Is that clear? Now the next one is dishonoring of bill. If you fail to make full payment of the bill on legal due date, it will be called as dishonoring of bill. If you make the payment, it will be called as honoring of the bill. If you didn't make payment, it will be called as dishonor of the bill. Okay. Next, bill is retained. If I drew bill, just a second. If I drew bill on drawing, right, and it's for 3 months. If I waited for 3 months, right, this is called as bill retained. If I am holding bill with me for that 3 months, it will be called as bill retained. See, this is not a transaction. So if it is not a transaction, there won't be any entry for bill retained. The next one is bill discounted. Next one is what? Bill discounted. What do you mean by bill discounted? It means I am selling this bill to bank at a discount. I am selling this bill to bank at a discount. Say for example, 1 lakh ka bill is there, and if I am selling this bill to bank for 98,000, this is called as discounting of bill. I am transferring my ownership to bank, right? For rupees 98,000, I will give at a discount of 2,000. Okay, just a second. But okay, if I am selling this bill to bank at a discount, I am transferring the ownership, but with a promise that if drawee fails to make payment of the bill, if drawee fails to make payment of the bill, bank will collect the money from my account. That is called as discounting of bill. That is called as what? Discounting of bill. Is that clear? Now, endorsement of bill. Next one is what? Endorsement of bill. What do you mean by endorsement? It's just a transfer. Say for example, I drew bill on this Sriraj, and now I have to pay money to Tushar sir. I can transfer this bill to Tushar sir. I will just have to sign on the back of the bill and say that I am transferring this bill to him. Now he becomes the owner. Now Tushar sir will collect money from Shiraj. On the legal due date, Tushar sir will visit Shiraj, will show him bill, will take the money. Shiraj will not ask how you got this bill. Shiraj has got nothing to do with that, how Tushar sir got this bill. He will simply collect the amount of the bill, he will collect the document of the bill, that is bill of exchange, and he will pay the amount. Because he is not paying to Tushar sir, this payment is not on account of personal account. This payment is against the bill of exchange. He will collect the bill and he will make the payment. Is that clear? So transfer of bill from one person to another person is called as endorsement of bill. Next, bill sent for collection. Next is what? Bill sent for collection. Suppose I drew bill on Sriraj. I am sitting in Mumbai. Sriraj sitting somewhere in Jumri Talaiya. So I cannot go there and collect the amount of the bill. So what do? I go to bank and I tell bank, please go to Sriraj and collect the amount of the bill. Now bank, what will bank do? Bank will transfer this bill of exchange by courier from this branch, Mumbai branch to Jumri Talaiya branch, and from Jumri Talaiya branch, any person, say for example, even a peon can go to Shiraj and collect the amount of the bill. That amount of the bill will be deposited in my account, but entire amount will not be collected and deposited in bank. Bank will charge some amount for this, bank charges. After deducting bank charges, remaining amount will be deposited in my account. Say for example, 1 lakh ka bill hai, so bank will charge 1,000. So 99,000 will be deposited in my account. When I give this bill to bank for collection, it is called as bill for collection. We have to open a separate account called bill sent for collection account, and in that separate account, we'll have to deposit the bill. Just like we deposit cash in bank account, we deposit bill in bills for collection account. Is that clear? Now noting charges. Suppose this bill gets dishonored. Shiraj fails to make the payment of the bill. In that case, I will have to go to government, right, to register this bill, that this bill is dishonored. And the person to whom I go for registration is called as notary public, right? He will put a stamp on that bill saying that bill was dishonored. This stamping is called as protesting of the bill. This stamping is called as what? Protesting of the bill. And for this protesting, he will charge me some amount. That amount is called as noting charges. That amount is called as what? Noting charges. That noting charges will be later on recovered from drawing. That noting charges will be later on recovered from drawing. Is this clear? कोणाला काही doubt? Next, retirement of the bill. For example, suppose Shiraj won a lottery, right? And Shiraj decided to pay me the amount of the bill before the due date. Will I take that money or not? Obviously, I will take the amount. No problem in taking before the due date. But if he is making payment before the due date, what I'll do is, while taking amount, I will give him some discount. See, he cannot ask for a discount. I'm by my own giving him discount. So that discount is called as rebate. That discount is called as what? Rebate. So when he is making full payment of the bill before due date, it is called as retirement of the bill. And in case of retirement, I will give him rebate. I will call it as rebate, but Shiraj will call it as discount only. Because if it is voluntary, whether it is compulsory, doesn't make any difference. For him, it is discount. Is that clear? And last one is renewal of bill. Right, in renewal of bill, if I fail to make the payment of the bill, I cancel the old bill, right? I give him part amount, some amount. Say for example, out of 50,000, I will pay him 40,000. Remaining 30,000 is payable. So for 30,000, I will draw a new bill, but that will be along with interest. So four stages of renewal of bill: cancellation of old bill, part payment, new bill drawn along with interest charge and new bill drawn. Is that clear? So what we'll do is we will stop here today, right? And you are expect me share करतो ही सगळी